Hey, Andrew here from Lumino. I'm going to talk to you today about AI audits. The buyer journey has changed at this point, whether it's journalists, customers, anyone really, employees, would-be employees. They are searching for your brand, your products, your key people in a different way than they used to be. You just had to really care about Google, traditional search, things like that. You got an SEO firm, you boosted what you could. You were good to go for the most part, and it was a very understood process. But now, people are really diversified in how they are using AI search. And at this point, I think a quarter of people are saying they're using AI search over these traditional search. So you have to care about this at this point. And we at Lumino are doing a lot of these AI audits these days. And so I wanted to share some of the things that we look out for so that if you want to do one of these internally, or if you need to talk about it with either, internal stakeholders or shopping for a vendor or anything, you know what to talk about, what to look out for, what to prioritize. I think that when you are doing this and trying to understand your new customer journey through AI search, the most important thing is to figure out what are the most used ones. We are seeing ones like obviously ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT doesn't really give you its sources as much all the time, but then there's also ones that do, that are also way used. Those are like Perplexity, Google's Gemini. Then you have some that are sort of on the rise, but in niche groups, XAI's Grok, which pulls from primarily X, as you would imagine, but also other places online. And so first you kind of come up with which ones you need to care about. I would definitely put some of those we just talked about on that list. Then you start to break down where they're all pulling from, like we said. So I think once you have your list of key, most important industry terms, brand names, or products, run various searches through each of these and see what you consistently get as a source. Something like Perplexity or Gemini, they consistently have Wikipedia as a very top source, and that's why a Wikipedia firm like Lumino is suddenly doing AI reports. But some of them will also pull really random spots. Some of them will pull a exec's LinkedIn or a random old SEO blog from ages ago. And you're like, that doesn't matter to me. Well, suddenly it does. And so once you've got your list of your most important ones and your list of where they're pulling from, then what we try to do is try to organize them into which ones you can influence and which ones you can't. So Wikipedia, it's one of the most used, obviously, but it has a really high barrier to entry, a lot of rules around what you're allowed to do. If you ever do want to do that, reach out, I'll tell you all about it. But for these other ones, they often have a much lower barrier of entry. I mean, if you were seeing an exec LinkedIn brought up all the time, suddenly you need to talk to your social team about an exec social strategy. Likewise, if you're getting a random old blog brought up all the time, you need to maybe think about updating that to be more accurate. If you're getting outdated old news articles, maybe try to reach out if you can through a journalist and see if you can get a retraction or updated info or anything like that. All that to say, your most important URLs today are different than they were probably a year or two ago. And so you should run an AI audit, figure out what is influencing your search, and sort of retool your customer journey to match. We can help. Reach out to Lumino anytime.